Jeff, I'm glad you could make it into the studio today. I've noticed that things are kind of going crazy lately. After this election, a lot of people out there just kind of losing their minds about all this. And it doesn't even matter whether it's an election, though. There's always something coming up, and people are going nuts about it. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. We can break this down to the very grassroots of how you can approach your life. Life is really just, in my opinion, one of two things. Something to feel good about, something to feel bad about. And we're watching people in that dynamic of really choosing how they feel about certain situations and things. And when you give your power away like that, that is really you seeing how much you can drive yourself crazy. Now, with life just doing what it does and knowing that you have the choice that you can choose about what happens, let's really just put this into a simple perspective. The positive stuff that I'm going to talk about here is just the way that how we live, L-I-V-E. You know, how we live, what's going on here, how we choose to feel. You know, when we share with each other the greatest gift we have, and that's the beauty of who you are, the loving nature of who you are, the wonderful person that you can be. You are so fantastically unique. There is nothing like you in this known universe. And because there's nothing like you, there's nothing to be compared to. Because how can you compare something when you are totally unique? Now the flip side of that is that since you're going to play with me, since you are the most profound and wonderful and beautiful thing that's been made in this entire universe, there is nothing that is less than you either, because you all share the same uniqueness, the same divinity, the same love and appreciation, and how you can say yes to life. But a lot of people have been saying yes to their negativity. So see, it's all here for us. You get to choose how you feel about it. You can say yes to feeling good, and you can say yes to feeling miserable. The choice is yours. And you get to dance in that dance all day, every day. Now, within my dynamic of being positive or being negative, negative is not something that is to be shunned. It's just a different concept or construct of choosing. Okay, when I say this is how you live, just to give you a reflection on that, let me grab this right here, and I'm just going to spell it out. I'm just going to spell it out. Pardon my handwriting. That's what happens when you go on the fly. Okay, when I'm talking about live, that's the positive stuff. This is how we share a hug. This is how we laugh together, how we dance together, how we play and express the divinity of life. That's the real, that's the truth. Okay, now we know people can behave differently. We know that they can behave the opposite of that. And we call that this. We call that evil. So the idea of living positively, that's living. But the whole concept of evil is just living backwards. Okay? Now I know I might be rattling some cages. I know I might be blowing some minds at this point in that concept. But this is something that you can choose. This is something that you can recognize that you've operated at one point. And I don't care how you've lived your life up until this point. If you're watching this video, your whole life can be a so what up until this point. Because right here, right now, you can choose to be something more of your divine expression. More of how you truly want to be. You don't have to hold back at all. So now, with that piece, nothing has to change so that you can choose to feel good. I'm going to say that again. Nothing has to change so that you can choose to feel good. It doesn't matter who's in the White House. Who's in your house? You get to be the ruler of your world. And see, the idea of a heaven, or the idea of heaven on earth, that idea and concept and construct is separate for every human being on this planet, because every human being, every life form has its own perception. So with their own perceptions, they create their own reality, and there are so many different realities because of those given perceptions. Listen, if you haven't noticed by now, I don't live in the world that you do. I just don't. I made my own. And because I made my own world, people benefit from it. I benefit from it, but I benefit from it first. I had to take care of me first so that I could take care of the people that I care about. That's my perception. My personal story on what's going on here is like, look, Jeff lives happily ever nowner. Not ever after, ever nowner. Because ever after seems like it's somewhere out there. No, I'm living happily right here. I don't know what the picture is going to be at the final page of my life story, but I know that my story is going to be that I live happily right here, right now, along my journey. I'm not going to wait for a destination to be happy. Same for you guys. Listen, I love you guys like there's no end. But I can't create the world for you. You have to take control in creating the world that you wish to see. You don't have to operate from a place of fear anymore. You can choose to operate from the place of love that you choose to be. And you don't need anybody to co-sign on your idea. It can be exclusively yours. And because you get to write a verse and the song of this universe, there's a story that wants to be told. There is an expression that wants to be lived. You get to write and be that for you, because we all deserve to see the beauty of who you are. We all deserve to be the love that we wish to be to each other. Listen, guys, the greatest gift we have is each other. Do not forget that in the days to come. Do not forget that in the breaths you take. Every moment, right here, right now, is a divine moment where you get to love life fantastically. Thanks for spending some time with me. We'll talk to you soon.